Students, as we have discussed the various theories of social work, and today in this module we will talk about a very important theory of social work, that is the social systems theory. Social system theory was originated in 1950s, and the most important work on the general system theory was done by von Bertalanffy, principal author of general system theory. He is called, and according to him, the social systems theory is a cross-disciplinary body of scientific thought developed during the 20th century. The most important work on social system theory was done in 20th century, and the social system theory is a combination of the various other social sciences, and based upon the multidisciplinary body of scientific knowledge. When we talk about the social system theory, we see that social system perspective addresses a philosophical viewpoint on the relationship of person with his total environment, and it provides the best theoretical foundation for the study of human communication. Social systems model are very appropriate for the professionals and for the practitioners in the field. When we talk about the social system theory, we see that the human behaviors are the outcomes of the social interactions which the individuals have with their environment. So there are multiple forces which are present in the environment, and multiple perspectives which are included in the human life. So the social system theory presents the perspective of this multi-dynamic aspects of human life. In social system theory, we see that how the human behaviors are affected, are formed, are constructed by the social environment, and how the relationships which a person has with their environment affect the human life and the human behavior patterns. Social systems perspective see the human behavior as the outcome of reciprocal interaction of persons operating within linked social systems. The interaction which is found between the person and the environment, and the interpersonal relationships, the interpersonal linkages, and how the human behavior patterns are formed due to this relationship and due to this interaction. Social system theory emphasizes on that behavior is influenced by numerous factors which are present in the human environment, and these factors work together as a system. These factors can be economic, these factors can be political, social, cultural, religious, and these factors doesn't exist in isolation. Rather, they are very much interconnected and interlinked and influence one another. These factors can also be about the personal life of the individuals, and can be related to the parents, the friends, the school life, the class system, the home environment, the attitudes of the siblings, the family members, and a lot of other factors which influence on the human behavior. Social system theories also provide the guidelines to understand the risky behaviors, the deviant behaviors of the individuals, and provide the explanations that how the individuals are indulged in the negative activities. For example, if we talk about the person who are indulged in drug addiction, there can be a lot of numerous factors, maybe the failure in the exam, maybe the domestic violence, maybe the sexual abuse in the childhood, or maybe maybe the death of the loved ones. So any unique life experience can also affect the human behavior patterns. By studying the social system theories, the social workers can seek to help the clients and to correct the deviant behavior patterns, or ineffective parts of the system can have a positive impact on the behavior as well. And the ineffective factors which are present in the environment can be made instrumental to help the individuals by studying and by using the social system theories. The social workers must observe and analyze all of the systems that contribute in the individual's life and that construct the individual behaviors and all the aspects and factors which can be effectively used for the welfare of the human beings, for the welfare of the clients, for the welfare of the individuals, and how these systems can be used can be used effectively, and how these systems can be strengthened by using the social work professional skills and techniques. The social system theories majorly focus and emphasize on the reciprocal interactions of persons within a system. It's not a one-way traffic. This is a contribution which is made on the basis of the reciprocal way and in a reciprocal mechanism, because the individuals contribute in the social environment, affect the social environment by their contributions, and are affected by the social environment through and by the social forces which are present in the human environment. So all the social institutions, all the social processes which happen in an individual's life affect the whole course of life of the individual and affect and construct the whole course of action in individual's life. The social system theory admits that systems are subsystems of larger system. All the systems which are present in the human environment are connected and interlinked. Sub are the subsystems which work under the umbrella of the major systems. And these major systems are also interconnected. And so, while using and studying the social system theories, the change which, as the social workers are said to be the agent of social change, so the change, a positive change, can be facilitated through the feedback mechanisms. When we study the human environment and all the social systems in a society, we know that which parts of the system are ineffective and are contributing negatively, and how these can be corrected. And when the efforts are made to correct these ineffective parts of the system, then when we take any step to make a change, then if we receive a feedback, then it can be fruitful in the healthy social environment. The systematic interaction also produce a stable change, a positive change, and it can be sustainable as well. So social system theory focuses on the stable and the self-contained social systems. So the efforts should not be wasted after introducing any change in the human environment if the change is introduced through a proper system or in a systematic manner. So there is not only important to create a systematic thinking process in the human minds. Also, it is important to create the social systems which are stable and which are self-sustained in the society. Now it is important to understand that what the system is. System is a set of things. System is a set of parts, a set of patterns which form a whole. So a system can be said a mechanism, a methodology of many diverse parts, numerous parts, and subject to a common plan or serving a common purpose. When we want to develop a system, we must be aware with a mechanism and the whole process of developing the system. And for developing the system, there must be two important things. One, that the plan should be shared and should be commonly communicated, and in a system, all the diversified aspects must have the common objective and the common purpose. Then the system can be evolved. And number two is the systematic thinking. Systematic thinking means that using the mind to recognize the patterns, the designs to create the unity and form some coherent wholeness, the feeling of unity, and the focus should be on the complete picture, that what should be formed, what should be constructed, and what kind of the color is needed where. So it is important to have a systematic thinking about the formation of a whole picture. Systematic thinking includes those ways of thinking that seek to understand coherence and connectedness of all life. All the perspective, the aspects, and the segments of the system should not survive and exist in isolation. Rather, there should be the feeling of connectedness, the feeling of affiliation, and the feeling of complementing each other. And all the factors are contributing in one another. Then the systematic thinking can be evolved. And Tao is patterned and imposed on the world as experienced by the perceiver. Thought obviously is thought belongs to the one individual's own mind. So the way the individual perceives the world, the way the individual experiences the life, that individual, he or she, develops the patterns about understanding of different social phenomena. So always there is a flow of variables, flow of concepts on the part of the perceiver to develop a systematic thought. And that is how a systematic thinking is evolved. When we talk about the social system theory, it is important to understand that what is the social system is. A social system is composed of persons or groups of persons who interact and mutually influence each other's behavior. All the people, all the individuals who are living in a society, they have the social interaction with one another until and unless they develop commonly shared patterns of folkways and mores, and they adopt certain rules and regulations, they won't be able to mutually influence each other, one another. And that is how the social system is developed in a society. That they have the the common shared objectives of life, and they have also adopted the socially and commonly shared social processes. That is why, and that is how they can develop the mutually shared social interactions, and they can spend life within the boundaries of geographical territory. A social system is a bounded set of interrelated activities that together constitute a single entity in within one boundary, and within one territory. Different activities take place, and different roles and responsibilities are adopted by the different individuals. And these activities and these roles and responsibilities are interrelated to one another. One's right is the duty of the other person, and the duty of the other person is the right of the next person. So these kind of the interdependent activities make the people to share the common life and common objectives of living together. And that is how they constitute a single entity. So it is important to understand that what the social system is.